I'll start with an introduction. So, I'm David, 16 years old, one of three pastors' kids, and I'm very introverted. For those that don't really know what that means, essentially, an introvert is someone who's energized by being alone. And on the contrary, an extrovert is someone who is energized by social interaction. So this was sort of a huge problem growing up. I think I was sort of inarticulate and I tend to be timid. And I learned that I can't be like that because we're made to serve others. One thing I learned is we have to serve others. For anyone that has emptiness, maybe a hole, or just in general, there's scientific research that serving others will bring you happiness and just personal growth. Even in the Bible, it states that on Philippians chapter 2, says, verse 4, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interest of others. Also, 1 Peter 4, verse 8, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sin. When we serve others, we serve God. When Jesus was on earth, he did a lot of serving when he expected nothing in return. And I think we have to all learn to get out of our boxes. With society now, I think a lot of people were indoctrinated to follow a belief where everyone's not really for you. And it's, like me first, others second, or even like always, make sure you got your own back, you're first. Don't trust anyone around you. But because of that, no one really helps each other and has each other's back. And I feel like as Christians, we're called to serve others. And of course, we need to have good intentions for that because God's looking at the heart. We should be able to serve others expecting nothing in return. And I believe that really living life is serving others. You go to work, you're proud of what you do. You could be excited on an accomplishment, but to be fulfilled, I feel like you have to help others. There's that one feeling of being fulfilled. There's a lot of articles that's correlating happiness to serving others, helping others, giving to others. And it says that scientific research provides support on anecdotal data that people who give just have everlasting happiness. They feel fulfilled, and I think most of the emptiness, that if they have one, goes away. And for some people, it might be pretty hard because, maybe we like to stay home. We don't prefer social interaction very much. But it's not also bad. When you go meet other people, being able to help them, I think it gives you a sense of contentment. And in another verse, states that on says on Galatians 5, verse 13, you, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. And on John 13, verse 14 and 15, it says, and since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet. I have given it you an example to follow. Do as I have done to you. And I feel like until you may experience God's transforming power of his grace, I think we all tend to be inherently selfish and self-centered, maybe because of hurt, maybe because of unforgivingness. And until we break free from that, we can't really help people in a proper way, even though that's supposed to give us fulfillment. And there's research showing that in the Stress Research Institute at Stockholm, that people who volunteered more often has a less chance of cognitive problems. And people that are kind overall, they feel this sense of compassion and fulfillment. So I think as Christians, we need to contribute more in helping and serving others as well. Because everyone in the world, they don't know any better. They're like defeated. They feel vulnerable. They are vulnerable. And as Christians, in order to save others and elevate them, we need to start acting more, being more of service to others, giving more. So, giving a couple of change, a couple of dollar bills, that could give you a sense of happiness. But I think something more impactful would be spending your time and energy for others. One of my cousins, I visited him like a few months ago, and when I first saw him, I think he has like no friends, social interaction at all. And after that whole day of hanging out with him, he said this is probably one of the best times of my life. Just by giving my energy, spending time with him, he was happy. Of course, as an introvert, I was drained. I had like 10% battery left. But did I feel fulfilled? I did. I felt good that I was able to help someone. And also, I think this kind of correlates to working out. You know, after you work out, pretty tired. But at the end of it, you get a boost of dopamine. Actually, also more research for correlating serving others. You also get dopamine. And you get oxytocin, which is the hormone that makes you feel good, reduces blood pressure. So clearly, God wants us to serve others. Even Jesus in the Bible, he showed lots of active services, feeding many people, healing the sick, even washing his disciples' feet. And I feel like we just need to get out of our boxes, me especially. It may be hard for some of you, but I feel like over time, we're made to adapt and eventually make something become our routine. Not something that's really arbitrary, but something we do on a schedule or often.